I made an offhanded comment about this the other day, and we were actually pretty close to dead on. Less than 10% of the dungeons we've ever even had in the MDI have been perfect dungeons with 0 deaths on either side. So I feel like the lending, being able to wipe and come back is a much bigger skill for these teams.
That's right. We'll have to see what these guys are able to put together as Workshop gets underway. Perplexed up 1.
Yeah, Deplete from Beyond here we see doing the Rocket Barrage bait, whereas Perplexed are baiting with the hammer to kill all these mobs. Rocket Barrage once again proves to be faster for Deplete from Beyond, so great work from them there, getting an early advantage. We'll have to see if they're able to hold that, though, the rest of the way through. I expect to see a lot of other teams actually picking up that Rocket Barrage strategy, given how much they proved it is faster than the hammers.
I mean, I think it looks like it's about the same speed normally. Perplexed had a mishap with the hammer, though. I think it's easy to have like a small mistake with either portion of that solution, right? If you get accidentally knocked by the swirling axe, then your Rocket Barrage is messed up, whereas if the mob's flying peck out of the hammer, then your hammer's messed up. I think it's about the same, personally.
I think the Rocket Barrage is better.
I will allow you to believe that.
All right. Deplete from Beyond here with no mercy for you. Almost dead already on his very first Vent Jets cast. Fortified active means these bosses won't take too long, as they're now going to be working just on Platinum Pummeler. Perplexed doing pretty much the same thing here, trying to get that bait on the hammer to kill off. Ooh, are they going to get it in time? They are just barely going to get that hit on No Mercy as the Vent Jets cast starts. That is the most dangerous part of this fight, is that Vent Jets cast. It's a combination of Kragmaw's Tantrum, but also it just kills you if you're right in front of it.
It's 1 tick longer than Kragmaw's Tantrum, so it's a little bit more damage. But it's also over a slightly longer duration. Sorry.
From Beyond, going down the chute. Tettlzer, how honored are you that they put the vocals in the game with that chute based on you? Trash, 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 trash. Tettles, you there? I think we lost your audio. No worries, I'll continue on.
Nope, I'm just not talking.
He's in protest.
You're talking a lot of trash over there, Dratnose.
That's the case. Perplexed making their way down the chute as well, whereas Deplete from Beyond making their way around now towards where Cujo is. So 30 seconds, I'd say, separating these two teams now in favor of Deplete from Beyond. That is good news for them, hoping to even up this series.
Yeah, this is where we saw Deplete from Beyond wipe last time. These Mega Drill casts in combination with the Process Waste Frontal that you see right there on the screen, it's really hard to get line of sight of the box while you are tanking both the Mega Drill and the Process Waste cast, because if the Process Waste like faces towards your box while you're trying to line of sight it, then it will just wipe your whole entire team. We saw Rentari actually go down as the linchpin of that last time on the side of Deplete from Beyond. He also has to fully take this Vent Jet because of what I was talking about, but it looks like Deplete from Beyond is going to be able to do this pulse cleanly this time. That's a big time save that they're able to pull that off without a hitch.
Perplexed now doing the same thing here. All the trash into Cujo. Big damage coming out from every member of their team. They've got that line of sight spot next to the box.
Dude, they got
Divine
it perfectly.
standing out. Yeah, this is beautiful. Oh, they have to be careful. Okay, yeah, they're doing a good job. Divine taking quite a bit of damage, though, and Grievous getting a ticking on him. Yeah, they're doing a good job, though, of just melting Cujo. Look at this. They pulled Cujo like 30 seconds later than Deplete from Beyond, and yet, health is almost equal now.
So if you look at how Zamak was also positioned, Zamak was positioned next to the Hunters, and he had a full line of sight on Divine while Divine was actually standing in. That's just a sick heads-up play on the side of Perplexed to be able to pull off their play like that. Because whenever you're playing with tanks like Rentari and Divine, who are both standing out using their shield wall to be able to fully tank all of that trash, they can't just sit there with shield wall without healing. So the healers need to be able to position on the corner of that box as well, not just the Hunters.
Yeah, both bosses now, just the boss fight left for each of them. Feign Death not quite working out there on the side of Perplexed on the first jump. Normally something we see teams do is using that Feign Death to stop the jumps. But yeah, Deplete from Beyond, gonna kill this boss 10 seconds faster than where Perplexed is. So the gap it was a 30-second gap on their first boss split, but that has shrunk down to just now a 10-second difference between these two teams, as Perplexed was able to speed up there in the second portion of the dungeon.
Yeah, they did the second portion of the dungeon apparently 2 minutes faster according to our splits down at the bottom of the screen. it looks like Swag...
20 seconds, right?
Yeah. They cut down the time 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. So Swag did that jump where you're able to kind of parkour up onto the ledge to get to the conveyor belt just a little bit quicker. Deplete from Beyond, still maintaining the lead that they have, has engaged and almost killed off the first pack of trash that is in this council-style trash pull with these guard dogs that you have to deal with. Perplexed, hot on their heels, though. These dogs will be going down here momentarily for them.
Yeah, once again, Deplete from Beyond still has the slightest of advantages as a result of the first pull and the first boss going down a little bit faster for them. But Perplexed, not very far behind at all. We're going to get to see very little differences in their strategy for the rest of this dungeon, and yet somehow Perplexed was a minute faster in their time trial time. So I'm not entirely sure where that... I wonder if it was just, a cleaner run from them in time trials than Deplete had.
Did they play
or if they
obelisks?
actually... Yeah, maybe they 4 obelisk the boss. That's something that could save some time, but that'll require them to perfectly skip this section here. And that's something we've only seen work from Complexity Limit before in the NA region. That was when they had access to a Fire Mage as well, who really melts those awakened enemies.
We describe playing 4 obelisks with the King Mechagon as a trivial amount of time, but as a time save. But it is a time save.
Yep, it could explain some of that time difference
15
separating
to 20
them.
seconds, maybe. Definitely not. Whenever you're fighting other teams that are of elite caliber, maybe you have to pull out all the stops in that regard. And maybe that's one of the stops that you decide is worth.
Yeah, in a time trial setting, it can be, you can put up the best possible time that your route gives, and then you may as well try something riskier for bonus time.
Sure.
That might not be something, though, that actually ever comes up in a tournament setting for these teams. All right, Deplete from Beyond making their way into that obelisk. They'll be fighting Voidweaver Mouth here, presumably going to be snapping it in a while. Where's Rentari going? Okay, yeah, he's just baiting those scarabs over to the side, and they will now be... Actually, looks like they're just going to fight it here for a while.
Okay, so Perplexed not playing 4 obelisks with the final boss. They have also engaged Voidweaver Mouth here, neck and neck with Deplete from Beyond. I think Perplexed has actually started to catch up even further.
Yeah, well, the gap, I think, was 10 seconds after Kujo died. I think it's still about that long, but it's definitely going to be close. We see a snap coming out now from Divine. No snap on the side of Deplete from Beyond. We can try and count from when Voidweaver Malthier dies to see how far these teams are separated. So there it was at 7:28 when it died for Perplexed. Let's see when it dies. Or sorry, 7:28 when it died for Deplete from Beyond.
Yeah.
Let's see when it dies for Perplexed. 7:39, so 11 seconds separating these two teams. It's going to be a pull into the boss now for both teams. Zamok staying in the Awakened Realm and will be pulled out once Divine tags the boss. There you go, you see the misdirects on him. And into boss combat they go, fighting all these trash, both teams. This is a part of the dungeon that we've seen wipe before. A Shine taking huge amounts of damage on the side of Perplexed. Most people from Deplete from Beyond looks like we're able to get inside a shield generator. Perplexed not able to get one of those shields inside the boss arena, so they're taking a lot more damage here. Luckily, Zamok is able to keep everybody up, but look at that huge damage going out onto everybody. Turtles being used. Now, all of those turtles used on the side of Perplexed, except for Wolf's, which just came up.
The gap is the exact same as whenever this boss got pulled, by the way. There was about a 10% differential. Now the gap is starting to widen a little bit as Deplete from Beyond get their second burst of cooldowns. Perplex probably looking to get their second set of CDs here momentarily.
Look at the difference in healing that was required on this pull. Zamok needed to do twice the healing of Igloo on this pull. As a result, I think of that shield generator showing up, like they weren't able to get the shield generator down into the boss room.
But
like
Zamok is still doing
could.
more DPS. So the way of the Crane's efficiency allowing...
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, exactly. So the efficiency of Way of the Crane allowing you to... Oh, Igloo goes down. Oh my goodness.
Oh, no, no, no.
Oh, no, no, no.
Oh, no, no, no. They should be able to kill this boss still. Yeah, they don't need a healer for the rest of this fight, but that is a 5-second penalty. That's going to slow down the boss fight. Not actually by all that much, though. The release point is going to be right here. But yeah, 5 seconds now separating these two teams. Or 5 seconds going to be penalized against the Deplete from Beyond here. That is pretty much going to make this gap... that cuts the gap in half, down to 6 total seconds. I just counted out from the end of that boss fight. So yeah, 6 seconds now separating these two teams. Oh my goodness, what a close match we are watching here.
Yeah, now Perplexed has engaged the Spider Tanks as well. You can see both teams. So for Perplexed, the orange spider tank is the one that they will be DPSing down first. For Deplete from Beyond, the skull marker is the spider tank that they will be DPSing down first. Once those spider tanks do die, then you begin to start the RP for that robot machine that will carry you up to that little landing area near where King Mechagon is, and that's why you end up killing that tank first to begin to start that RP moments sooner. So Perplexed and Deplete from Beyond are neck and neck, to the point where that 5-second death, like Dretno said, may be the difference.
Yeah, I mean, I think Deplete from Beyond was about 10 or 11 seconds ahead, and now they're about 5 seconds ahead. So it's still Deplete from Beyond in the driver's seat here, but my goodness, is it close here. They're actually Perplexed landing almost exactly 5 seconds later than Deplete from Beyond did, so that is the death count there, and they're maybe on the exact same pace right now.
Yep, so you do see a mirrored pull coming out of both sides. They're not pulling those Mark III robots. Instead, they are just pulling the 3-pack that's at the very bottom of this landing area. And then once this 3-pack dies, they will run through those Mark III robots and that pack at the top of the landing, meld everything off, and then begin combat with King Mechagon.
Yeah, both teams going to be doing that same strategy here. 92% count for both of them. They're both sky-stepping through everything right now. And yeah, here's going to be... Wow, look at that fear. Pulls off to the side. Rentari pretty low on the side of Deplete from Beyond. Divine also taking pretty heavy damage. Both are going to be okay, though. Fish Feasts go down, and they'll both be pulling this last boss here within seconds of each other. A near-perfect run from both teams so far. Pulled at the same time, so the 5-second death penalty is now in favor of Perplexed. Perplexed has the advantage here if they can kill this boss at the same speed as Deplete from Beyond. But more than 5 seconds can easily change as a result of how well they execute this boss fight.
Consistency of cleave and being able to make sure that you are being super efficient with your hunter's damage here is going to make or break Deplete from Beyond, I think. That 5-second death penalty is just hilariously close for how tight this match is. You see the hunters on both sides running that Core Hound pet, being able to taunt Urgroth, Baker of Heroes, Shadow Smash cast, allowing the tanks on both sides to be able to take significantly less damage. You're able to keep up Urgroth for a prolonged period of time because of the hunter's ability to taunt it. Perplexed is starting to open up a slight lead over Deplete from Beyond here, damage-wise on the boss.
Yeah, they're doing a good job here of keeping that cleave up, and they've killed all their awakened enemies as well. They're just doing more damage. I'm not sure what explains it. I think it might be Divine just blasting off here compared to Rentari.
Well, Dr. J is doing the same damage. Dr. J is doing more damage than Swag comparatively, right? Or Clicks, and both of those were in third place.
Igloo down again for Deplete from Beyond. They do have another battle res, or they have 2 battle reses actually, so they're going to be able to resurrect him. But this is disastrous for Deplete from Beyond, as they did not have those 5 extra seconds plus the battle res time to spare here. Aerial unit going down for Perplexed, and Perplexed is now ahead, both in time and with a 10-second death penalty working in their favor.
Yeah, Perplexed time and time trials for this dungeon was 1350, I believe.
1329 was their time trial.
So they're going to be slightly off their time trial time.
I think 4 Obelisk in the time trials is probably what they did. Unless it was just that first pull going a little bit. Maybe they had the first pull perfect in time trials, and they lost 30 seconds to it this time.
That first pull somehow almost sealed the deal, because that was, what was it, like 10 or 15 seconds lost? But in a dungeon that is so refined as Workshop.
It was 30 seconds.
Was it 30 seconds?
First pull, yeah.
Jeez. That's, yeah. They almost got mega punished for that. Now Perplexed has gotten the Magneto arm out from the Omega Buster, with Omega Buster dipping below 20% HP. It looks like Perplexed here is going to be able to take down the Omega Buster. At that point, they only have to DPS down 1,000,000 health from King Mechagon, and they should be able to take this against Deplete from Beyond 2-0.
Not respecting the 1v1 here. They're going to have all 5 members of their team fighting King Mechagon. That is unethical, but still taking a win for Perplexed.
Man, bad manners. Unbelievable. Perplexed taking that 2-0 victory, and, you know, Deplete from Beyond had a couple deaths here and there, a couple Igloo deaths as well, but they did a good job making sure they're, you know, keeping pace. It's just